Welcome to the Orange Wine Podcast. I'm your host, and today we're journeying to Slovenia, where ancient winemaking traditions are experiencing a remarkable renaissance. Picture yourself in Slovenia's Primorska region, where the Julian Alps meet the Adriatic Sea. Here, on steep terraced vineyards, weathered hands tend to vines that have grown in these soils for over 1,000 years. But it's not just the landscape that tells a story of continuity. It's what happens beneath the ground, in centuries-old cellars, where a profound transformation takes place. Orange wine, also known as amber wine or skin-contact white wine, isn't new to this region. In fact, the practice of fermenting white grapes with their skins dates back to antiquity in this corner of Europe, particularly in what is now western Slovenia and northeastern Italy, an area historically known as Friuli Collio Brda. The story begins with the Ribolla Gialla grape, which has grown here since at least the 13th century. Historical records from 1289 mention this variety by name in the Republic of Venice's trade documents. For centuries, local families made wine by fermenting these golden grapes in large ceramic vessels called kvevri, or amphora, often buried in the cool earth of their cellars. What makes this tradition particularly fascinating is its persistence through centuries of political upheaval. As empires rose and fell from Venice to Austria-Hungary, through 2 world wars in Yugoslavia, these techniques were preserved in family cellars, passed down through generations. The process itself is deceptively simple, yet demands incredible patience and skill. After harvest, the white grapes aren't immediately pressed as in conventional white winemaking. Instead, they're crushed and left to ferment with their skins, seeds, and sometimes even stems, just as red wines are made. This extended skin contact, which can last from a few days to several months, creates wines of remarkable complexity with deep amber hues and intense tannins. But what truly sets Slovenian orange wines apart is the diversity of aging vessels used. Traditional amphora, modern concrete eggs, large oak barrels, and glass demijohns, each imparts its own character to the wine. The amphora, with its porous nature, allows gentle oxidation and creates wines of profound depth. Oak adds subtle spice notes, while glass preserves the pure expression of fruit and terroir. The 1990s marked a crucial turning point. As Slovenia gained independence, a new generation of winemakers began rediscovering these ancient techniques. What emerged was a style that bridged past and future, wines that spoke of tradition while appealing to contemporary palates, seeking authenticity and connection to place. Today, the Primorska region, particularly the Goriška Brda and Vipava Valley, stands at the forefront of the orange wine movement. These wines have captured the imagination of sommeliers and wine enthusiasts worldwide, not as a trend, but as a return to something essential and true. The hallmarks of these wines are unmistakable: deep amber colors ranging from pale gold to deep orange, intense aromas of dried fruits, nuts and herbs, and a structure more reminiscent of red wine than white. They challenge our preconceptions about what white wine can be, while connecting us to centuries of winemaking wisdom. As we close today's episode, I invite you to seek out these remarkable wines. When you taste a Slovenian orange wine, you're not just experiencing a beverage. You're participating in a tradition that stretches back through centuries, preserved in the cellars of Primorska and now shared with the world. For the Orange Wine Podcast, this is your host, reminding you that every glass of wine tells a story. Until next time, na zdravie, that's cheers in Slovenian.